on, girl. Be so fucking for real,
especially,
please.
like you had just said, she's coming at OP now. So you're already beefing with 3 people. Now it's going to be a 4th. That's the majority of the group.
That's what I was saying.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Ranting Podcast. I'm Nick, and this is my lovely wife and co-host, Miranda.
Hello.
We're doing 4 back-to-back Am I the Asshole stories with our normal shenanigans, and we're tossing it back and forth as usual. Miranda and I will vote for our individual Biggest Asshole Award at the end of the episode, and listeners can let us know what they think in the comments. Now, for our new listeners, and as a general reminder, we do name each story to make the voting easier at the end of the episode. So you'll hear us say a shorter title before we read the actual story, so that when we vote on the Biggest Asshole Award at the end, we don't have to say OP's entire question again, because that would be a lot. And all these short titles actually make the episode title, which I actually really like how that's come out.
Yeah, I think it's fun.
I love that, because then it's like it's a unique title each time, and I don't have to like make one up.
It's easy to identify it as well.
Exactly, yeah.
So, I mean, I think it makes sense.
I like it. Yeah. Anything you want to add before we get into it?
I don't think so.
Yeah, you ready?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, I'm calling this first story the Always On Call Babysitter. So this story is titled, Am I the Asshole for Refusing to Cancel My Plans Because My Sister Suddenly Needed a Favor? I, 24 female, live about 40 minutes away from my parents and my older sister, 29 female. My sister has 2 kids, 4 and 7, and I generally help out when I can. I don't mind babysitting occasionally, but lately I've noticed that occasionally has turned into me being the default backup whenever her plans fall through. Last Saturday, I had plans I'd been looking forward to for weeks. A close friend of mine was moving overseas, so a group of us had planned a dinner and goodbye party. I had already bought a non-refundable ticket for an activity afterward and had arranged everything around it. On Saturday afternoon, my sister texted me asking if I could watch her kids that evening because her husband had been called into work. I told her I couldn't because of my plans. She asked if I could just cancel this one time because family should come first. I reminded her that I had already paid for everything and that she'd known about her husband's work schedule since that morning. She got annoyed and said I was being selfish over some dinner. I offered to help her find another babysitter, but she said she didn't want a stranger watching the kids. She then asked our mom, who apparently also couldn't help. A couple hours later, my sister called me and said she had nobody else and basically implied that if I didn't help, she'd have to cancel her plans. I still said no. She eventually found a friend who could watch the kids, but afterward, she told our parents that I was becoming unreliable and that she couldn't believe I'd choose a party over my own family. My parents think I should have just helped because I don't have kids and apparently have more freedom. I feel bad that she was put in a difficult situation, but at the same time, I don't think not having children means my time automatically belongs to people who do. So again, am I the asshole for refusing to cancel my plans because my sister suddenly needed a favor?
No, absolutely not. What were her plans? Does it specify what her plans were?
I was wondering the same thing, and I didn't.
Okay, so no.
It'd be funny if it was a party.
That's what I was going to say. It'd be like, what, do you have dinner with friends or something like that? Get fucked. No, those are your kids. They're your responsibility. Sometimes shit happens, things come up, and yeah, you do have to cancel plans because you don't have childcare. That doesn't automatically make it your sister's responsibility now just because she doesn't have kids.
Right.
And also, she lives 40 minutes away. Why is she your default babysitter? What are you thinking? Like, that doesn't make any sense at all. Why would you have somebody who's so far away be the person that you would turn to in an emergency? Like,
I wanna say that it's because of the leverage, because it's your older sister.
I mean,
OP being
I'm
the younger
sure.
sister.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what that has everything to do with it. But
That's
still,
a good question.
That's what I'm
It's
saying
40-minute
is,
drive
like,
one way.
Yeah, you're fucking dumb. So even still say what, like you get called into work, you now have to be like, okay, well, hold on. I have to try and call my babysitter and she lives 40 minutes away. And then like say that she's doing something. So now it's 40 minutes for the drive plus whatever she needs to wrap up.
Yeah.
Are you joking? How old are you? Like, what, 29? Get your shit together. You should have somebody that's nearby, like in town, that if you need a regular babysitting, set that up with somebody who is available in town, but also available in town.
Yeah. Also, I want to point out that these are not newborns.
No.
4 and 7.
That's why I'm saying, like, why haven't you gotten this figured out?
Have you been doing
now?
this shit? What have you been doing for 7 years?
Yeah.
This?
No.
Because that's fucked.
Yeah. If it was your first kid and they were maybe like a couple years old, I'd be like, okay, clearly you've been trying to figure it out. But now's the time when you see that it's not working and you need to make other arrangements or something.
Especially when you decided to have the second kid.
That's what I'm saying.
Your
yes.
little sister is going to be your default fucking
That's what I'm saying.
at
Like,
all
you're
times.
just being dumb.
Yeah.
Just stupid. Like, you just really are.
I don't understand the distance. 40 minutes. I mean, you need to move farther away.
Well,
Or just start saying no.
I mean, yeah,
Or
but
continue
that's
saying
what
no.
I was saying. Like, I can't rationalize it anywhere in my mind where I would be like, okay, my sister lives 40 minutes away. She's the person that I'm going to rely on for babysitting all the time.
I'm
You're
honestly,
just fucking
I think, and this isn't, I am with OP 1000%. But I am kind of curious as to the comment that her sister made about being becoming unreliable. That tells me, well, first, what does that tell you?
I mean, that honestly, it tells me that you've probably been doing this. I mean, they're, 4 and 7? Clearly, you've been doing this. But that's,
That's my point, though.
you should have nipped this in the bud a long time ago.
That's what I mean.
But especially now, you need to just, like, hard stop. Put your foot down, draw that line in the sand, whatever fucking metaphor you need. Do it.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
And also so not only that, that's something that really stands out to me is that it seems like OP has allowed this behavior and has kind of fostered created an environment to allow for this to happen time
That's
and time
what it
again.
seems
the past
like.
7 years, most likely.
I mean, yeah.
And that, again, that's not to say that OP's in the wrong, but
No.
she does need to do just that. She needs to set those boundaries.
Yes, and you need to stand on it.
Yes.
That's
And
the
also,
biggest part of this.
I'm also wondering if just cancel this one time is a line that the sister says frequently.
I'm sure she does.
This one time has been the last 7 years.
That's what I'm
guessing.
saying. I'm sure that it's not this one time.
Yeah.
How many times have you dropped shit to go help your sister? Like, be
Older
for
to younger?
real. Come on. Yeah.
Older to young, you probably never.
Oh, I mean, sorry, younger to older.
older.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Probably
how many
all the
times
time
have
then,
you
yeah.
done this? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
I feel like
yeah.
she's not used to getting a no. Mm-hmm. And that's why she's saying that her little sister is becoming unreliable because she's
Yeah.
not readily available for your fucking
Exactly.
problems.
I mean, when you're so available to everybody all the time, they're going to take it as a slight towards them when you suddenly have your own life or you suddenly don't want to be there, for their every little need and everything. Like, that's
And-
just what it is. But that's why I'm saying you lay down those boundaries, but you have to stand on it. If you're not going to stand on it, then they're not going to do it either.
Exactly.
They're just going to keep fucking walking all over you.
And this isn't a Tuesday night. No. This is a Saturday night. So I'm assuming that OP's sister, the older sister,
She probably has plans to go out.
she wants to go out to the bar or
something
something like
or
that.
go out for girls' night or whatever. Sorry, you're going to have to miss
That's
out on
probably
this
what
one.
it is.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's most likely what it is, in my opinion, because it's a Saturday night. The husband got called into work, so now he has to be gone. So the original plan was most likely to have the husband stay with the kids while she goes out for girl night, and that's complete. That makes it even shittier. Like actually knowing what the event is.
I mean, yeah,
If it is
if that
something
is
like-
the case. But that's why I was saying that she was like, oh, I'm going to have to cancel my plans. What are your plans? And why do they supersede mine?
Because she's the older sister.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I don't either.
Seniority rules only go so far.
It sounds like a you problem. Let's not make a
Yes.
you problem a we problem,
There
yeah?
you go. 100%. And then the whole thing like, what did her mom say about like, because I don't have kids and I have more freedom. Yeah, that's kind of the point of not having kids.
Yeah. So why am I adopting yours?
That's what I'm saying. And like coming from a parent.
Yeah.
Like I would never look at someone who doesn't have kids and be like, oh, of course there's so much freedom. No shit. I would too. But I chose to have kids.
Yeah.
Now I got to make time for them. And sometimes I have to cancel my plans because I don't have childcare. That's called being a parent.
And then not pawning off the kids on a sibling, a younger sibling, because you think you have some kind of pull.
That's what, exactly.
And
just
then
pawning your kids off on anybody.
I totally forgot I was going to bring this up because I think so reading it right now, I didn't think of it, but when I read it originally, it made me so mad. Why are you running to mommy? The fuck do you think she's going to do?
Oh, yeah, tattling.
Yeah, the older sister, almost 30-year-old, runs to mommy and says, little sister OP is becoming fucking unreliable.
Yeah.
I need you to do something about this, essentially. So then mommy calls OP.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you guys have clearly been letting shit slide with her, and that's why she thinks that she can go and do all this stuff and she's going to get her way.
I don't owe either of you shit.
Exactly. That's why you need to start being very, very, very firm on your no.
Boundaries.
Just very clear. Direct.
Yes.
Clear. And stand on it.
Protect your peace.
For real.
It always comes down to protecting your peace.
Yes, absolutely.
So what's your verdict?
I don't think you're the asshole at all.
You want the question again?
Sure.
Am I the asshole for refusing to cancel my plans because my sister suddenly needed a favor?
No.
Me as well.
Yeah.
Overall Reddit verdict was not the asshole, with around 390 votes for not the asshole.
Holy cannoli.
0, you're the asshole, and 0, everyone sucks here. I grabbed 3 comments. First one is not the asshole. If family comes first, she and the children's dad should have put parenting their own family ahead of whatever she planned to do that evening.
Exactly.
Especially if it's like a girls' night or something like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Second was not the asshole. Your sister's childcare problem doesn't become your emergency because you're child free. You had plans, paid for them, and even offered to help find another sitter. If you keep canceling your own plans, whenever her backup falls through, then you'll become her default babysitter forever.
Forever.
Yeah.
Seriously.
The next one is the whole family comes first. BS is so tiring. She was guilt tripping you, then gaslighting you into helping her. She sounds insufferable. Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, I'm not saying you gotta nuke the relationship.
No, but
but those
need
boundaries,
to, yes,
like,
you need
especially
to be very firm.
If you standing up for yourself or prioritizing your own kind of life over them gets this reaction, I would help out even less.
I feel like that tells you all that you need to know about how they see you.
Yeah.
Because they clearly just see you as disposable childcare. Whenever they need it, you can just drop whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
It, like, clearly to them, it doesn't matter if you have your own life. All that matters is them and their kids. That's just not reality.
You have to be ready to support us whenever we call you.
Exactly. But that's what I'm saying.
I am not here for that shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Now that you know this, you need to always remember that and act accordingly.
Exactly.
Like, just don't ever let that slip from your mind that this is how they see you, first and foremost.
After this, I'm not babysitting ever again.
Probably
like there's clearly a boundary issue that we have, and I need to address it.
Yeah.
So I will address it by not... I won't be watching the kids anymore.
I'm probably not going to babysit.
I'll come around and like hang out and see family, whatever.
Yeah, we can do like family
But
stuff.
if this is how you're going to treat me when I prioritize my own time, then I don't have time for you.
We're not going to do that.
No, fuck
not
no.
at all.
Time for our next story.
Okay, so I'm calling the second story the poop and switch. Get it? Like the bait and switch. Okay, all right. Well, the real title is, would I be the asshole if I told my friend never to bring their dog back to my house? Dog sitting turned nightmare.
Okay.
Just like that title says, I promised to help my friend by watching her dog for the weekend so she wouldn't have to pay an excessive amount at dog boarding, and I am having heavy regrets.
Oh.
For context, my neighbor had a house fire a month ago and lost almost everything other than some clothes. It's so serious, the city officially condemned her house and has turned off electricity. She's been staying between hotels, a mutual friend's basement, and my spare room. Hotels don't allow dogs. Our friend is having roommate issues, and I work night shift, so she wants to collab with a friend in Chicago for money and a bed. She's paying me with buying a computer chair with a loan. She tells me sometimes the dog has pee accidents, so I should get puppy pads. I'm thinking, worst case scenario, I might have to pick up a puppy pad of pee from the middle of the night because the dog didn't want to wake me up. No problem. I was so wrong. I never thought I would hate a dog before, but I hate this fucking dog. It is not potty trained. There's absolutely no way. In my entire life, I have had probably 4 puppies that I trained from the gate, getting them as infants or adulthood, 1 year-ish, and I have not cleaned up the amount of indoor shit on a floor in my house cumulatively than I have this weekend already. It's not just in the middle of the night. It's any time the dog has to shit. It has gone outside to shit 2 times total. It's not trained to let anyone know it needs to go to the bathroom. It just goes wherever it wants. My pet rats were trained better than this. Oh. I feel like I was completely lied and deceived and taken advantage of. I would have demanded well over $1,000 or not fucking done it. I also thought the weekend was Thursday until Sunday morning, not Thursday night until Monday afternoon. This is the worst dog I've ever met in my life, and I trained a Lhasa Apso puppy while it was in heat for over a month. Help. I guess the best advice I'm looking for here is how I'm supposed to nicely tell my friend that I don't ever want their dog back in my house. So again, would I be the asshole if I told my friend never to bring their dog back to my house?
Is this a roommate? It kind of lost me in the beginning explaining the relationships. Can you go?
So it sounds like it was a neighbor.
Okay.
And they became friends. And then since the house fire, they were staying at hotels.
So this is the same person?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they had a mutual friend who they were staying there and then also in their spare room.
Okay.
And I know how they said hotels don't allow dogs. There was one comment in there where someone was like, hotels actually do allow dogs.
Absolutely, we've done it
and
before.
they were like, well, obviously not because this dog shits everywhere. So that's probably why she's had a hard time having it there.
Okay.
So that kind of pieced that bit together. That's why I just wanted to throw that in before we get too far in there because I know that was a weird ass comment. So I wanted to make sure that it got cleared up.
So where is she staying? So after OP watches the dog for the weekend, is she staying at his house or is she still couch surfing or do we know why?
I don't.
He's watching the dog for the weekend?
So it sounds like they said to collab with a friend. So I don't know if like they make music together or if it's like some influencer
for a bed
shit
or something, you said, right?
Yeah, they said for money and a bed. So they're just trying to make some money. I mean, they lost everything. So that's where initially, I mean, obviously I do have sympathy for that. Like you're clearly scrambling, trying to figure out like what the fuck to do and you've lost everything. Like it's a crazy time. So
the dog owner is not trying to stay with OP. He's just watching the dog for the weekend.
Well, it sounds like they've also stayed in OP's spare room.
Because the only reason why I kind of harp on that is because it kind of changes the scenario for me. Because if you put the dog out, you put her out. And she just lost her house.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we always say protect your peace and all this other stuff. You know what I mean? And, like, this dog, especially, is this renting or owning? Do we know? I don't think you ever specified.
I don't think they specified if they rent or own.
If you're renting this place, which is a possibility, you are going to pay for all that damage, right? So this is actually costing you a lot more than just the inconvenienced weekend.
I mean, in all honesty, you're going to be paying regardless because if you rent, you have to worry about, answering to your landlord for that damage.
You're going to lose your deposit,
if you own, you're still responsible for taking care of all that because that's your house. But either way, I get what you're saying. Like, that's where I would be so torn because, like, I would want to help my friend, but I can't help you if in exchange my entire environment is like in disarray. If your dog is shitting all over my house, I'm sorry, I cannot have you here. And I can't have your dog. I know, I get it. I know that you're struggling right now. I cannot have your dog in my house like that. I think
that's definitely the line that I would go with. I don't think the conversation is whether or not the dog can stay. The dog absolutely needs to go. It's not trained. It's destroying your house. Like you had said about the owning and what I mentioned about the renting. You know what I mean? Like either way, you are going to be paying for all this damage.
Yes.
Because if it's shitting, especially if it has like any kind of diarrhea or whatever, especially if it's peeing, like your carpets are going to be destroyed by the end of this 4 days.
Yeah.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and half a Monday. So, I mean, that's a long time. And if it's shitting all over the place, I can see your frustration for sure. So, again, I don't think the conversation is whether or not the dog can come back. I would just, and I don't know if I have enough information to do it because we don't know what her move is after she gets back. So, my thing is collabing for money and a bed in where? Chicago. We don't know where they are right now, but because they called out Chicago, we can assume
Midwest.
They're not in Chicago.
Yeah.
Right? So that kind of makes it confusing for me because if she's trying to collab for a bed, that it makes it seem like she's trying to relocate to Chicago.
Yeah.
So that, I mean, it's not even a problem anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if she's trying to stay with you, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then I don't know how I would approach this. Again, the conversation is not whether or not the dog can come back. The dog's not coming back.
Yeah.
The question is, if you need somewhere to stay, I would have a hard time putting somebody out on the street because of their dog after their fucking house burned down.
I know. That's where I'm like, I want to lead with compassion, but oh my God, the way that this would infuriate me. Every time I see a shit on my floor, it would take everything in me not to blow a gasket, honestly.
Let's say that she doesn't, the whole collab thing in Chicago for money in a bed, say whatever that means, say that she does need a place to stay, right? What would your COA be for helping her out?
Are you saying if she
needs a place to stay? She's got to come back for the dog, so she's coming back to wherever OP lives. Right?
I mean,
her house is right next door, especially if she owns.
Yeah, I would make it clear. Like, I would just tell her I have no problem helping you, but like I can't live like this. So you need to figure out what you're gonna do with your dog. I don't know if that means like you need to find somebody to foster it, or you can have somebody that will take it. But like clearly, you're trying to get back on your feet, and your dog needs training, which requires time and attention and probably some money, which you're working on right now. I hate to break it to you, but I think maybe it might be time that you need to give this dog up to somebody who has the time and the resources to give it the attention that it deserves, because it doesn't deserve to, I don't want to live in filth. This dog is also going to end up living in filth. What if I have to work all day? What if you have to leave to work all day?
Or go to Chicago.
That's what I'm saying. What are we going to do? Either come home to a shit-filled house or the dog has to sit in a crate all day. Either way, that's not fair to any of us.
Yeah.
So I think you need to find some place for this dog to go. Like I said, somebody that has the time for it to give it what it needs to handle the training.
That's what I was going to say as well. That's kind of where I was leaning, because if the scenario, we're looking at two different scenarios here. One is that she relocates to Chicago, and then this isn't even a problem anymore because she's collabing for money and a bed. That tells me she may be relocating to Chicago, right?
Yes.
So that's not even an issue. If she does come back and she needs a place, I would lean into that, and I would offer you a couch, but your dog needs to go somewhere else. Wherever you decide that is, it's up to you, but it can't be here.
In all honesty, I would still advise her, whether you're staying or you're leaving, to probably get rid of the dog.
I mean,
because after seeing what the situation is, I can tell you right now, if you move to somebody's place in Chicago and you're like, oh, I'm going to bring my dog, and your dog starts shitting in their house, they're probably going to put you out, and you're going to end up in the same scenario where you're either on the street in Chicago, or you come back here and you need help and you can't bring the dog here.
You know what that isn't?
I mean, obviously not my problem.
Not my problem.
But I'm just saying, I would be like, hey, friend to friend.
Yeah.
Just so you know, if you don't do something about this dog, you're going to continue to keep getting put out. People don't want to live like that.
No. And I don't think obviously the dog owner is aware of what's happening.
I think
with the
she
dog,
knows.
right? She knows. She has to. It's your
I
dog,
think
right?
so.
The dog's not just shitting around me, around OP, right? It's also shitting around you, right? You know what's happening. So I feel like she's already aware. So I wouldn't even entertain it. If you're gonna go, that's cool. I'm gonna let you know the horrible time that I had.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna tell you what to do with your dog because a lot of dog owners, they don't want to hear that shit. It's not gonna do anything, right? So it's not gonna
really
be
don't.
it's not gonna be constructive.
Yeah.
But I will have that conversation if you say you need a place to stay because yes, I don't now unless they're like a super shitty person or something's bad there, right? I don't think any decent human being would put that person out. You just lost everything
that's what I was gonna
except for
say.
some clothes.
Yeah.
I'm going to help you out in any way that I can, but I'm not going to sacrifice my peace.
That's what I was going to say too, is that I would have a really hard time not wanting to help and, like do whatever I can, but it would definitely be like within limits, you know, like if you start like this with the dog and everything, or it feels like you start taking advantage, that's when I'm going to be like, skirt.
And also, case in point, we know people that have 4, 5, 6 dogs, right? And that is their life.
Yeah.
Right? No matter what the dogs are going through, that is their life. They can't make a move without the dogs because they kind of dictate their lives.
Yeah.
So I don't think really giving feedback, I wouldn't personally give any kind of recommendations to this person. You could, but I think at the end of the day, they're gonna do what the fuck they want to do.
Absolutely.
Even if it puts them in a tighter situation.
Yeah.
You know?
But then again, like that's not my problem.
Exactly.
So
this isn't my dog.
Yeah.
I'm not adopting
be
this
like,
dog.
once you guys are out of my house, it's out of my hands. Really not my problem. Really not my business.
Yeah.
But that's where the stipulation is going to be that if you
Exactly.
come back here asking for a place to stay, you can't bring your dog.
Yeah, your dog is not allowed.
And
to.
it would be the same thing if it was like if you had a cat that was scratching up my furniture and peeing same thing. I don't want it here.
This dog,
because also I don't want it to have to sit in a crate all day either. That's not fair.
Yeah, I mean it's also gonna live in filth too. So
well,
that's, not
that's
the
what
answer,
I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean your animal is. I try to do a nice thing, and your animal is causing damage to my property.
Yeah.
And this is, I'll give you a couch for, I mean, generally however long you need it, depending. But the dog can't stay here.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely. There's always going to be some conditions
along
with my kindness.
Exactly. And what's the question again?
Let me see. Would I be the asshole if I told my friend never to bring their dog back to my house?
Hell no.
Yeah.
Absolutely not the asshole, because that dog is going to destroy your life.
Yeah. So the comments, I mean, really everybody was like, you're not the asshole, because obviously nobody wants to deal with this stuff.
Right.
But of course there was a lot more compassion towards like the dog than anything.
Of course, yeah.
Yes.
So like this is going to be interesting.
Just had to preface with
Yeah.
that. So the first comment, though, said, honestly, don't be nice. It's incredibly rude and inconsiderate to even ask you to dog sit a dog like this. She probably just hopes you are too nice to say anything, but she needs a reality check. Leaving a dog like this with someone is not okay, in all caps. Not even close. Tell her about how terrible this was for you and would be for anyone, and you are not willing to ever do it again. Protect yourself. This is not a friend.
Okay, but this person just lost their house.
I know.
Calm the fuck
That's why I was like, I think that was a
Again,
bit much, but I get where you're coming from with like
classic Reddit comment where it's just
they're
like
always black and white.
Yeah, exactly. Always.
Yes.
God, okay.
So then this next one said, not the asshole. Your friend is obviously having a difficult time and there is no need to cause more stress. Just decline if she asks again. To be fair, the dog may be stressed and not on its best behavior. To which somebody replied, quoting that last sentence, to be fair, the dog may be stressed and not on its best behavior. Mm-hmm. He said, this is a brilliant consideration that I'm ashamed I didn't think of. Even if it's not the case, I'd probably still lean on it for upcoming discussion. in quotes, I tried, but I think this is stressing him out because this isn't just piddles and it's not fair on either of us. It doesn't even need to be true. It just gives everyone an out. I mean, it's not like OP's friend is trying to take advantage. It's a shitty situation to be in, not the asshole. Yeah. But there was a lot of kind of that type of comment where people are like, oh my God, the dog just lost its house and da-da-da-da-da, and it's been bouncing around, so it's probably just stressed out. And they're like, fair, that might be
still
true.
Not housebroken, though.
Exactly. That's what they were saying, is they're like, I've taken the dog out to go to the bathroom and it just won't fucking go.
Yeah.
Like, it'll go, walk around, sniff around a little bit, and then come back inside and go to the bathroom inside. That's the problem.
I don't think this is a trauma thing. I think this is, like we initially said.
Yeah. I mean, even if it is stressed
lack of training.
out. Exactly. Even if it is stressed out, though, you're very much within your right to not want to have to deal with, like, cleaning up dog shit all the time.
Exactly.
I don't want to do that, and I have 2 of my own.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit. God.
Yeah, I would definitely decline any kind of future
Yeah.
dog sitting.
Yeah.
No, hell
absolutely not. For sure. All right. But that was our second Am I the Asshole?
I'm calling this story The Rescinded Invite. So this story is titled, Am I the Asshole for Uninviting Someone from a Weekend Cabin Trip After Multiple People Said They Would Drop Out If She Came? Multiple people. I, 34 female, organize an annual weekend getaway for a group of moms from our kids' school. There are usually 7 or 8 of us, and I handle reserving the house under my name. A few months ago, when we started picking dates, everyone in our regular group chat was included, including Kelly. Since then, Kelly has had major falling outs with 2 of the other women attending over some personal drama. Kelly is also known for being very confrontational when things get tense, so the dynamic in the wider group has been strained for weeks. Last week, as I was getting ready to collect everyone's share for the deposit, 3 different women reached out to me privately. 2 said directly that they would not go if Kelly was sharing a house with them because of the hostility, and a 3rd said she felt anxious about being stuck in an enclosed cabin given the bad blood. Nobody had sent money yet, so nothing was finalized. I felt stuck between losing half of the group or having a miserable, volatile weekend. I decided to call Kelly directly. I try to be gentle and explain that given the current tension with a couple of the attendees, sharing close quarters probably wasn't going to be enjoyable for anyone and that it would be best if she sat this specific trip out. Kelly completely blew up. She called me a two-faced coward, accused me of picking sides in drama that had nothing to do with me, and said withdrawing an invite is petty middle school bullying. Her argument was that she had done nothing wrong to me personally, and if the other women had an issue being around her, they should be the ones to stay home. Since then, she has made several comments to mutual friends that I singled her out and excluded her unfairly. A couple of outside friends told me that once an invite is out, taking it back is inherently rude and creates unnecessary hostility, while the women coming on the trip insist I just handled a bad situation before money was spent. So again, am I the asshole for uninviting someone from a weekend cabin trip after multiple people said they would drop out if she came?
I really don't think so. I mean, what? Kelly, girl, if you already had fights with people, somebody tried to approach you and be like, hey, there's still a lot of hostility. I don't know if you should come. You essentially verbally attack her. And then you expect everybody to be like, yeah, come on, girl. We want to hang out in a cabin with you. Why would you even want to go? Why would you want to be there? I don't understand. Just so you can walk around with your like, fucking, I made everybody uncomfortable and I still got to come.
I mean, there are people like that, though, that just want to be.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, what is, come on. At this point, you and I both know that there is no point in you coming. Come on, girl. Be so fucking for real,
especially,
please.
Like you had just said, she's coming at OP now. So you're already beefing with 3 people. Now it's going to be a 4th. That's the majority of the group.
That's what I was saying. Like, why?
There are usually 7 or 8 of us. So, like, you're already beefing with 50% of the people.
That's what I'm saying. I don't understand why you would still
want to go. There's only 3 people left that aren't.
Yes. That's what I'm like. I don't understand. What were you expecting? Come on.
I think she wanted more people to side with her.
Clearly.
You know.
But, well, you're wrong. Sorry, honey, sweet baby. Yeah, no. What the fuck?
What are your opinions on the rescinded invite?
No, I think it makes sense. I think obviously, yeah, initially, I mean,
So once you invite somebody.
Yeah.
Uninviting
I mean,
them.
obviously with no context, if you're like, oh, I rescinded the invitation, that is always going to sound like an asshole thing. But if, you know, like this, where if you're in a situation where one person is having conflict after conflict after conflict, why would I agree with the people that are like, if she's going, I'm not going. Why am I going to spend money to go and what's supposed to be, I'm assuming, a relaxing weekend, and now I got to deal with this bitch?
Yeah, drama filled.
I'm not going to go.
Do you think that OP should have do you think OP should have talked to both sides and gotten kind of the full story before making a decision? Because she just automatically picked the majority instead of actually getting both sides of the story. Do you think that's a factor here or no? Or do you think just the majority, just to protect the majority, you think it's right to exclude the minority, essentially?
So she doesn't already know about like what their drama is. I thought that she said that when they got into it, I thought she was privy to what they had fought about.
It doesn't say.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Interesting.
We don't know if she actually. The only thing she calls out is that so she says she mentions bad blood.
Yeah.
Since then, Kelly has had major falling outs with two of the other women attending over some personal drama. So,
I mean, that kind of, I guess I thought it implied that she knew what happened.
That's fair.
So that's why I was saying, I didn't think that like she needed to have the, you know, like, oh, are we sure, whatever, or like what happened kind of conversation. Cause I imagine, I guess I just assumed if you guys are in a friend group where you're like going off and doing stuff, is like a couple of you have a falling out, the rest of you know what happened.
Moms talk.
You know, that's what I'm saying. Not just moms, girls talk.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Come on.
That's true.
I'm just, yes. If I'm in a friend group and I have a falling out with somebody, I'm going to make sure that everybody else knows why I'm not talking to this bitch right now.
Okay.
Because like, I'm not going to like make it awkward for everybody else. If anything, I'll just like they did and be like, if she's going to be there, I'm just not going to go. Like,
so
you know, something like that. But
okay. So you're saying that she didn't pick the majority, she picked a side. Or are you saying vice versa?
I don't really know how to answer that, honestly, I guess, because my initial thought was
both things
if
can be
you,
true?
well, initially I was coming at it from like the financial aspect. If you have a group of friends that are going and you guys are all renting this cabin together, you got 3 people who are saying that they're about to pull out their portion if this one person doesn't go. But then you want me to choose this one person, and now we still have to make up those 3 portions.
So you're talking about picking the majority and not a side.
Yeah, that's what I was talking. That's what I was going with. Because there are cases where like everybody could be ganging up on one person, I guess. Doesn't seem like that in this case. So that's why I feel like if you have 3 people in the group that have had separate conflicts with the same person, and these 3 people separately have come to you and said, if she's coming, I'm not going. I feel like the common denominator here is the one person that these 3 people separately complained about. Okay. So that's why I would lean more towards we have this plan. Either we can make up one person's portion, or we need to make up 3. Okay. So you're siding with choosing the majority because it evens out the bill essentially, right? Well, yeah, because in this scenario, I'm choosing me because I still want to go, and I don't want to have to pay for 3 fucking people dipping out. What if Kelly is dead right? Dead right. And the other ones are dead wrong, and you know this. Are you still going with the majority because it evens out the bill? How do you feel about that? Probably not then. No? Okay.
So it does depend on the sscenario. If Kelly
Yeah.
is in the right, then you would actually not rescind the invite.
I would probably just be like, let's cancel. Because I don't want to deal with this shit.
That's
You
fair.
guys figure it the fuck out.
Yeah,
honestly.
that's fair.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm choosing me first and foremost.
There you go.
Whatever I can do to still go and enjoy my time at the cabin. If it comes down to having to choose sides and everything, I'll probably just be like, I'm just going to go away. I don't want to be in the middle of your guys' bullshit. I'll listen to it, but I mean, it would depend on what the situation is, truly. Because if it's like, I don't know, just some stupid disagreement or something, like if it's something that I truly don't really care that much about, like it really doesn't affect me, then yeah, I'm absolutely going to be like, I'm just going to stay out of it because I don't fucking care. If it's like some fucking like moral disagreement or like some character flaw or something like that, then obviously you gotta stand on something.
Okay, yeah.
But I mean, we don't know what their situation was, so it's hard to make that argument.
Exactly. That's kind of what I'm split between is OP choosing the majority just to kind of control the bill, right? Or is she actually picking the side that's right? Because those are different scenarios to me. Now, if there is some like fucked up thing that the other two did,
yes,
because it's really just the other two moms against Kelly, and the third one just doesn't want to.
She doesn't want to deal with it.
Yeah, she doesn't want to deal with the tension. Right?
Which honestly, if I was a third party to all this as well, I would probably be like her, and I'd be like, these bitches are over here fighting. If all three of them are going, I'm not going because I don't want to listen to that.
Yeah, I definitely think that it matters if like what the conflict is, because if you excluded Kelly and she was dead right, like she's dead right, then I would feel kind of fucked up by rescinding that. Yeah. But I will say there is some evidence here within the story that makes it seem like
it's implied
Kelly
that
might be the problem. She might be the problem. Just the way that
she
she's
might
addressing people and the way that she's, you know what I mean?
Well, also,
Very
I feel
confrontational.
like the way that she responded to you coming to her about the problem kind of speaks to
That's what I mean.
who she is as a person.
Exactly.
So that's more so why I was like, I don't really feel that bad about you rescinding that invite because same. I don't. If it's a weekend away, especially like you're all moms, I'm sure however many kids you got, you guys just want to go and have a weekend away and just relax. If I have to go to this house and listen to you bitches fight like I would be listening to my kids fight, I'm going to start fucking disciplining you like I would discipline them too. Everybody in a corner, goddammit.
I should have just stayed at home.
For real.
Now you just wasted all that money, you know?
Exactly.
So
and that's why I come back to like...
Yeah. I definitely think OP did the right thing.
I agree.
I think that because, you know, the little insight that we have into Kelly's personality, I think OP chose not only the majority, but chose the right side from what we can tell because Kelly is very confrontational. Yes. It's almost like
she also
not victim blaming, but she's very just like...
I mean, confrontational is it.
Confrontational.
Defensive because, like, she's clearly not receptive to you having anything to say about it. She's like, oh, you're getting in the middle of shit that's not your business and blah, blah, blah.
It's about to be my business.
That's what I was going to say. If we're all staying in a house together, it is absolutely my business.
You're about to make it my business.
And I'm about to be all up in it.
Yeah.
Like,
It's just not worth it.
No, I don't want to do that.
So what is your verdict?
What was the question again? I think
Am I the asshole for uninviting someone from a weekend cabin trip after multiple people said they would drop out if she came?
Yeah, not the asshole.
That's what I said as well.
Yeah.
The overall Reddit verdict was not the asshole, but it was very split. So there was about 90 votes for not the asshole, about 25 votes for you're the asshole, and about 15 for everyone sucks here. And I grabbed one of each. Okay. So the first one is everyone sucks but Kelly, in my opinion. Kelly isn't wrong. Two other people shouldn't get to manipulate the attendee list with that mean girl. If she comes, I'm not BS. That's so fucking playground. You shouldn't have gone to Kelly with that and tried to kick her out. You tell the complainers you're not getting in the middle of that, and if they don't want to go, that's their call. All you needed to do was let the group know two people pulled out and ask if they wanted to cancel or change venues.
That's fair.
That's not a
No,
bad.
that's actually very valid to just be like, okay. But I think I did say that. I've been like, let's just cancel. Like, if everybody's fighting and all this stuff and you guys don't want to go, if she goes, she doesn't want to be disinvited, let's just cancel.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would definitely be annoyed if I went through all the planning process and everything, and I would absolutely be annoyed. I probably wouldn't plan anything with any of you guys anymore because I would be so irritated.
I would say I pretty much disagree with this entirely. Because what you're saying the other two are doing, now you're saying that, essentially Kelly's doing the same thing.
I mean, yeah, definitely. You just flip-flopped
Kelly isn't wrong. Yeah, two of the people shouldn't get to manipulate the attendee list.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now you're saying that Kelly should.
Yeah.
So
I think really,
you know what I mean?
Realistically, just cancel the whole fucking I'm not even in the plans and I don't want to go.
The next one is, you're the asshole. It is rude to rescind an invite if the person has done nothing to you, especially because you did not speak to her about it first, didn't ask if this was resolvable. You just jumped straight to disinviting.
That's
also,
fair.
you could have changed the trip to resolve it at a smaller, different place. You picked your side and now are surprised when someone's upset about it. Which, again,
fair.
if you picked the side that was in the right, in your opinion, because like you had said, girls talk, right?
Exactly.
So they're probably all very, very intimately aware of what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that OP was so quick to be like, you know what? Maybe you should set this one out.
Yeah.
Makes me think that Kelly's the problem.
Also, like I said, her reaction to OP talking to her about it, I feel like that kind of solidifies the
That's what I would think.
Honestly.
Yeah. And the fact that most people voted not the asshole is kind of...
Yeah, well, like...
That's where I'm at.
Yeah, I don't know. I just felt like there was a lot implied that, like, they knew what was happening with the fights and everything like that. And she said she has a history of being confrontational. Like, I'm just saying, it sounds like everybody kind of got to their wits' end with Kelly.
And that's why I brought up the question about the difference between picking the majority and picking the side that you believe is right.
Yeah.
Right? The side that you're kind of siding with.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a very important distinction because it kind of changes the way that I approach it.
Yeah.
And I think the other two, the everyone sucks here and you're the asshole comments, are kind of just assuming she's picking the majority. She could be picking the side that she believes is right. Two things can be true.
100%.
Right? So maybe that's that.
I really, without all those details, there's no way to say. So
Exactly.
I don't know.
The last one is not the asshole. This is a difficult situation all the way around. A problematic person in a friend group is always a difficult situation to handle. You were put in a difficult situation. Maybe next time handle it as a group, or have the ladies that have a problem with her handle it. You don't have to be the errand boy for shit situations in your friend group. That's a lot to put on someone.
That's true. That's absolutely true. They didn't have to use you as the middleman, and you didn't have to take that on.
I can appreciate. Well, kind of, sort of, because like she's the one that's actually like the place, the planner, but the place is gonna be in your name.
Exactly.
So she's already like naturally in the middle of it.
Yeah.
But I think that one I agree with the most because it is a very difficult situation, and no matter what, like you have to pick a side. Unless you just cancel the whole thing, right?
I mean, yeah, but I think even that, somebody's going to be like, oh, so that's the side that you pick or whatever. But no matter what, I mean, I think your friend group's about to blow up.
This just sounds like school mom drama.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. 100%.
All right, time for our next story.
Okay. So this final story I'm calling The Exterminator.
Oh, okay.
But the title is, Am I the Asshole for Telling a Manager That an Employee Has Bed Bugs? Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I, 23 female, have extreme OCD and a severe phobia of bed bugs. I had a friend, 22, non-binary, that I met last season working at a haunted house. Since then, we started hanging out and have developed a friendship, going to the bar and texting regularly. 2 days ago, we went to a baseball game where they drove to my house, and from there, I drove us to the train station. On the train, they told me they live in a house with bed bugs. This person is covered in bites, head to toe. I had previously assumed that they had some sort of skin condition, and it was never my place to ask. That being said, after they disclosed this, I couldn't stop having a panic attack. They had been in my car and near me on several occasions. I then did not enjoy the baseball game, went home, and steam cleaned and vacuumed my entire car. I have a party coming up where this person was invited, and I politely asked them not to come as I do not want someone with bed bugs in my home. They were not upset and understood, leading me to believe they understand the severity of the situation. Well, given that we work at a haunted house together, starting again next month, I had texted a manager and told her I may not be coming back this season. In a situation where all of our belongings are stuffed together, we all share clothes, and are in extremely close quarters, I do not feel comfortable being in that situation with someone who knowingly has bed bugs. When the manager asked why, I told them that I know someone there has bed bugs and I'm not willing to put myself at risk. I suppose it was easy to figure out who it was, given they always had bites covering them, and they were spoken to by management, although I'm not sure what was said. Mind you, they have had the bed bugs for over a year, and they just have lived with them.
Jesus.
No effort to remove them. However, they're moving at the end of this month and claim that no bugs will be brought with them. Given how deep my phobia runs, I have done hours of research, and I know that if even a single bug hitchhikes its way to the new place, that home will become infested as well. I suppose when they were spoken to by management, they put two and two together and realized it was me who had said something, and they blew up on me, calling me an asshole, telling me to go F myself, and comparing me to someone else they dislike from the haunted house. I explained that I didn't directly out them, but they didn't care and blocked me. I think I might be the asshole here, but I also think I could have protected hundreds of people at our haunted house from coming into contact with bed bugs. So, am I the asshole for telling a manager that an employee has bed bugs?
I don't understand why people skip steps in these situations. Everybody just runs to the fucking boss, the principal, HR. Go talk to the fucking person, right?
Yeah.
Give them an opportunity to do the right thing.
Yeah.
Instead of just running to fucking...
I do agree, but they also said they've had the bed bugs for over a year and have just lived with them
Well, I know,
with no effort to remove them.
But this seems like a very... what's the word? A very... not conscious person, but a very reasonable person. And the only reason I say that is because when you rescinded the invite, because of I'm assuming because
they were understanding about it.
They were understanding about it.
Mm-hmm.
That right there would have been enough for me to approach that same person and be like, hey, like, this is the severity of this, and like where we currently work, like this could pose a huge problem.
Yeah.
And because they were so reasonable about the original conversation, why didn't you just extend that and be like, you should really let you should let the haunted house know, work know, because this could be an issue. You could be endangering people. Give them the fucking opportunity to do it.
Well, that's what I was gonna say too. Is like, is this a case of just like you think like, oh, if I move from one, a different house or whatever, like if they think it's an infestation in the house and not like anything to do with them or like it being on their clothes or anything, like is it just innocent ignorance that you don't know how bed bugs work?
Probably.
Or is it willful ignorance where not contagious. Well, I guess maybe contagious, but like how invasive they are and how easy it is for it to pass and everything. So I guess contagious. But like, if you know that and you've just dealt with it over a year and you've let it go, then at that point, I don't think you're the asshole at all for going to your boss. If they truly like didn't realize how severe it is, like they didn't actually know, then yeah, maybe kind of an asshole. But at the same time, I don't know. I still think that you were right because you guys are working in a haunted house where like you have to share clothes and everything like that. It's really very realistically like those bed bugs could be spreading everywhere.
Yeah. Now, I would definitely, I think that it's not willful ignorance. I think it's lack of knowledge for the simple fact that this person thinks that they can jump homes and they're not going to follow you. So it's the lack of education. It's the lack of knowledge.
That's kind of what it seems like to me.
Not only should you take the research, because you've done hours and hours of research, not only should you approach this person and be like, hey, I have a severe phobia or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Phobia of this. That's why I rescinded your invite. It just scares me, but I just want you to be aware of the facts. You know what I mean? And hand over your research and be like, hey, you need to let work know because you're endangering people every day you go there. And then they could be like, holy shit, I didn't know. You know what I mean? Because obviously it's the lack of knowledge.
I mean, yeah, I would hope that that's the case and that they're not just like all willy-nilly about it, because I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Again, they were very, very, and the fact that they were so understanding about you rescinding that invite. Now, if they blew up at you, then I would be like, you know what? I'm not going to continue the conversation. And then you could argue that you would just go straight to your boss. But the fact that they were so understanding and then you just went straight to management, if they were so understanding with the first conversation, why wouldn't they be understanding with the second conversation? And just be like, hey, if you don't say something, I'm going to say something because you're endangering people. And then another point that I have is that everybody noticed all of these marks all over their body, right?
Apparently, like OP thought that it was just a skin condition. Maybe that's what everybody else assumed.
Okay.
And so,
but that can't spread either. No one was worried about that spreading to anybody.
I don't know.
You had to find out it was bed bugs. You know what I mean? So like, that's another issue that I have with this is that you saw them covered in these marks, these bites, whatever, and you didn't think to be like, well, what is that? Because that could have been contagious as well, and you just ignored it. So now that you know what I mean?
That's true.
It all comes down to give the person the opportunity to do the right thing. I know it's been a year. That's great. All right, but if it's the lack of knowledge, which is obvious in my opinion, because they think jumping from house A to house B is going to alleviate. You know what I mean? And that's like not how it works.
Well, yeah, that's like when people think like, oh, there's roaches in this house. If I move, that'll cure it. Like, no, those roaches are going to stay in that house, and then they're also going to burrow into your shit, and they're going to be in your new house.
Yeah, right.
Too.
Very possible.
Like, that's what I'm saying. It's almost like, I feel like that's a common misconception that people think you can just move and it'll be fine. That's not how that works.
And that's, again, and that all points to I mean, you even said it.
Yeah.
That's the lack of knowledge. So, like, the fact that you did all of this research, hours of research to pull up the facts and all that kind of stuff, you should have educated this individual. And given them the chance to do the right thing instead of just, narking them out to you know what I mean?
I mean, I absolutely would have been like, you need to do something about it and probably say something to them because, like...
That's what I'm saying,
Well, yeah, definitely. But, like, if you're not going to say something,
I will. I absolutely will,
100%.
And that should be the standard practice. Like, if there is a health concern, you always, unless it's like... I mean, if it's something like...
If it's like dire, obviously, like emergency.
Like this needs to stop this second.
Exactly.
And this does need to stop, right? But because they were, like I said, because the person was so understanding about you rescinding the invite because of this, it just makes it seem like you could have just given them... You could have given them the opportunity to go to management themselves and be like, hey... I have bed bugs or whatever.
Yeah, I would hope that you would, once you know what the situation or like how bad it is, that you would go do that. So I don't know. I really hope that is the case, that they just didn't know how serious it was. And that's why they've just been dealing with it for over a year instead of just being dirty.
Because just thinking about like bugs crawling all over you as you sleep and that doesn't freak you out and you dealt with it for a year...
They're on me. Stop it.
I'm assuming that everything points to this individual just not being educated on how bed bugs work. I
don't know.
So again, what's the question?
Am I the asshole for telling a manager that an employee has bed bugs?
I don't know. It may be a hot take. I don't give a fuck. But I'm between saying you're not the asshole, but you went about it the wrong way. Kind of like, what was it? It was one of these stories. Maybe it was the last episode.
Yeah.
But not the asshole, but you went about it the wrong way. And I'm split between you're the asshole just because you didn't give them an opportunity to fucking do it themselves.
I would say I think everyone sucks here more than anything. Maybe... with like everyone sucks here / not the asshole. Just because, I think like if you had gotten the information,
like
did you know how serious this was and blah, 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 instead of just jumping right to going to the manager, then that could have helped clear some things up. And also you said that job doesn't start until like a month from now, which I guess that you guys had worked there last season and they've had it for over a year. So they were already exposing people. So maybe that had something to do with them being fired. But, I don't know.
Maybe.
I mean, yeah. So that's where, I think.
So what, Halloween to Halloween comes in?
Yeah. So I would say maybe everyone sucks here just because you could have approached it differently. So they definitely should have treated the fucking bed bugs and not been like potentially exposing a bunch of other people to it.
Everywhere you go, yeah.
Literally.
Those jump.
Literally, yeah.
Yeah.
Like you can who knows? You might have just been spreading bed bugs everywhere, and that's gross.
Yeah.
But then also not the asshole, because I do think that there needs to be a stop to the spread of the bed bugs.
I definitely agree. I like everyone sucks here because I think you definitely could have let that person come clean, especially if this is a lack of knowledge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And again, I come back to the original. You have to, in my opinion, you have to go back to the original conversation about rescinding the invite to the party because of the bed bugs, and they were so understanding. They may have been understanding about this and be like, oh my God, you know what? That's a good point. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, they were probably just embarrassed and stuff like that. But
Give them a fucking opportunity.
I don't know. I'm trying to reread and see if she told them anywhere like how crazy it is, but she just says like given how deep given how deep their phobia runs, they've done a bunch of research on it. So like all this stuff, but it doesn't say that they do.
It's because you have the phobia.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's why I was trying to find some clarification in here. But yeah,
I think the only clarification that I need to know that this person is just uneducated in the bed bug kind of realm, right, is that one, they stayed there for a year and didn't do anything about it. Yeah. And then two, they think they can jump homes and it's not going to follow them. Yeah. That right there gives you everything you need to know about the lack of knowledge from this person, because OP knows for damn sure, right? Yeah. Based on her own phobia, but then also based on the hours of it's her, right? It's a female. OP?
I don't know. They didn't say.
Okay,
I don't
whatever.
think.
It doesn't matter. So the
they did. Yep, 23 female.
Okay,
so it is a her.
So OP has that knowledge because she did the hours of research and she has the phobia. So this person just seems like they're not educated. And though it is your place to make sure that the employer knows, the fact that you don't start for another month.
Yeah, exactly. Like you could have had time to like fumigate your house or something like that.
This isn't something that needs to be it's not something that you need to take to management this second, because they're not even fucking working there for another month. Yeah. Give them the opportunity to come clean to the employer. Yeah. Like, hey, I got a problem with bed bugs, whatever. And then they can take the conversation. They can take the conversation where it needs to go. You didn't need to insert yourself in it. So
yeah, I don't know. I think definitely. I know initially when I read it, I was like, "Wow, get the fuck out!" No, yucky. But yeah, I mean, realistically, I think that a lot of people just really don't know like how invasive they are.
That's fair.
I don't know. I mean, I've definitely heard of stories of like. There is one podcast that I was listening to where one person was like, oh my God, I went to this hotel and they said that there were bed bugs and they just like moved me to another room and da-da-da-da-da. And like she thought like, oh, it was just in that one room. It was no big deal. And the co-host was like, fucking pause. What? No. Like, you stayed there? What did you do with your clothes? What did you do with what did you do? Yeah. And she was like, I didn't do it. They moved me to a different room. What do you mean? And they were like, no,
they
washed
all that bedding together.
Yeah, but they were like, no. Like, they could have gotten in your suitcase, all this stuff. You could have brought all that home with you. They're like, you need to go fucking fumigate your house now. Like, they started freaking out about it.
That's horrible.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying is like, unless
right there, lack of knowledge.
Unless you're really in it, some people just don't know.
That right there too. Yeah. The lack of knowledge, and you... educating that person changed their outlook.
Yeah.
You could have done the same thing with this person.
Yeah, that's fair. And I mean, truly, I don't know that I would really know as much about bed bugs as I do if I hadn't worked in a hotel.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like,
yeah.
in all honesty, I don't know when else I would have learned about bed bugs.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm just being realistic.
And also, you guys aren't working there together right now. The work doesn't start for another month.
Yeah, I don't know.
So my verdict is everyone sucks here. I think it was handled poorly. I think this person should have educated themselves much earlier, right? Since they've been living with bed bugs for the last year. Mm-hmm. So, and also you should have told the employer. But again, the lack of knowledge, you just didn't have that. You don't know what you don't know.
I think like instead of just running to the manager to tell them what's happening, it should have been like, hey, dude, you need to do this. They're super invasive. Go fumigate your house. I'm keeping my distance. Also, don't come and work at the haunted house until you get this shit situated because I will tattle. Like,
if you let management know, or I will. At least give them the education. Because, like I said, it all comes down to you don't know. You don't know what you don't know.
Exactly.
Right? So educating this person in the severity of the situation, but also giving them the opportunity to come, I don't want to say come clean, because they haven't been working there this whole time. They've been off season.
Yeah.
But to let the employer know that you actually do have a bed bug problem right now that you're trying to handle, give them the opportunity.
I agree.
And not only are you giving them the opportunity to have that conversation with management before the season starts, but also you're giving them the education to actually protect themselves in the future.
I agree.
Instead of just downright, because you took both of those things away from them. So you took the education away, so now they don't know any more information because you ran straight to management.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now
they're just getting ostracized by everybody because they
everyone
have
fucking
bed
sucks
bugs.
here.
Yeah. And everybody's just like, you're dirty. I don't know. And that's not always true with bed bugs. Like they can, like I said before, you can get it from a fucking hotel. Yeah. You can get a bed bug infestation anywhere. It's not necessarily that you're dirty. Obviously, if you let it go for a year, I'm questioning your cleanliness.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. And you're covered in bites and you haven't done anything about it. So.
Yes, I know.
Some people live in filth, though.
Yeah.
Look at those fucking barracks. So what's Reddit's overall verdict?
Not the asshole.
Okay.
So the first comment that I got said, not the asshole. It's not their fault they have bed bugs, but it is their fault they've gone a year without getting it treated, which is exacerbating the problem and raising the risk of spreading it to someone else, which is, I feel like, essentially what we said. And then...
But so that, I disagree with that, because the only way that they can stop not even possibly, but spreading this is education.
Exactly.
And you running to management. So the person with the bed bugs, right, isn't working at the haunted house right now, right? So you just running to management doesn't actually protect the people that this person is around every day, everywhere.
Yeah, no, they're saying that it's not their fault that they have the bed bugs. They're just saying it's their fault for like knowing that there's an issue with bugs and you just let it go.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, that's where they're saying that the coworker or whatever.
OP's not the asshole for running to management.
Well, they didn't specify that. They just said it's, not their
Okay.
I don't know. Okay. Whatever. Anyway, so this next one said, LMAO, not the asshole. I think if someone has bed bugs, it is their responsibility to all of humanity to do something about it ASAP. Your coworker was putting everyone else's well-being at risk because they're lazy and filthy. Bed bugs can high-key ruin your life for at least a little while, as this person is now finding out. Edit. Maybe a little harsh of me to say lazy and filthy. Sometimes I am lazy and filthy. Yeah. But I mean, come on.
But you're also assuming the way that you just wrote that is that they've been working. Their coworker has been working together they've been off season for.
Yeah. No, I mean, again, I think it just comes back to the fact that they're like, you saw that there was a bug problem and you didn't do anything about it. Or I guess, but also maybe they have tried and they've just not been able to get rid of them. There's no clarification on that either.
To clarify, everybody's saying, well, at least the last two comments is saying that's not the asshole. The OP is not the asshole for reporting them directly to management, is what they're saying.
I mean, nobody really like.
That's what they're saying. That's the question. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Definitely. Well, then this last one said, If they have done nothing about bed bugs so far, I doubt they'll do anything to keep them from coming with them to a new house. It's near impossible to kill the gift that keeps on giving. They spread way easier than most people think, and it's harder to get rid of than most people care to know. Not the asshole. So again, I think they're just assuming that they don't care. But again, we don't know. They could just not know.
I
don't know.
I wish OP would have taken all that research and the knowledge they already have based on their phobia and actually educated this person, so that they can actually address the issue. Because you didn't address it by going straight to management. It doesn't help this individual at all.
Well, maybe instead of just being like, "How long have you lived like this?" and they were like, "Oh, over a year," you could have been like, "Do you know how to get rid of them?" Instead of just being like, management. I'm running to the manager. What does that solve? Well, I feel like because of the phobia, they just freaked the fuck out, which, I get it. Yeah. But at the same time, I definitely think that there were some follow-up questions that were missed.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
This person just needs education on the severity of bed bugs.
Yeah.
Because even like your podcast example, where the person was like, "Oh yeah, just go to a different room."
Yeah.
And then the co-host or whatever,
they were like, "No,
that's not how that works."
Yeah.
That's you teaching somebody something they don't know.
Yeah.
The same thing should happen here.
Exactly. So I don't know. Hopefully they can get their bed bug situation under control, though. I don't know.
That's funny.
But
hopefully.
That was our last Am I the Asshole story.
All right. So now it's time to find out who we think is deserving of the biggest asshole award. So who you thinking? Story 1, always on call babysitter. Story 2, the poop and switch. Story 3, the rescinded invite. Story 4, the exterminator. What you got? Biggest asshole award for this episode.
I kind of think the sister in the first one might be the biggest asshole.
Always on call babysitter.
Yeah, just because you're expecting your younger sister to not have a fucking life of her own. But the friend in the poop and switch is kind of a dick too. But you're about to not be in that situation anymore, so we're not going to harp on that one. The exterminator. I don't know. What was your second one?
Story 4?
Yeah.
Or story 3?
Yeah.
The rescinded invite. Always on call babysitter. Poop and switch. The rescinded invite.
I'm just going to stick with the sister and the babysitter.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with story 4. The exterminator.
Okay.
Because OP chose to go to the management route instead of actually educate this person.
That's
and
fair.
that just bothers me.
Yeah.
You were in a place where you could have educated this person. I know it's a phobia and everything, but everything we just talked about. You don't know what you don't know. And everything that you know about bed bugs, they may not know fucking any of it.
Exactly. Well, then also I think, because I would hope that now that since the manager knows that they're going to fumigate the haunted house as well. But I mean, still, I think that would have been a good opportunity for the coworker to be like, "Hey, this is what I've been dealing with. I didn't know. We might also have to deal with it here and and let them know maybe what they did to get rid of the bed bugs." And I don't know, it could have just been a whole learning experience for everybody.
Exactly. You could have educated somebody instead of just running a management. And again, another thing that comes back down to is that you haven't been working there for 8 to 10 months.
Yeah, I don't know.
Come on now. So for me, it's definitely story 4, the exterminator.
Okay. I'm going to stick with the first one.
There you go.
Yeah.
So if you're interested, let us know what your vote is in the comments. Before we wrap up, we want to let everybody know. We want to hear from you, whether you agree, disagree, have some topic requests, or maybe have your own stories. We want to hear about it. So feel free to drop a comment, send us a direct message, or email us. All of our links and information is available at our website, which is TheRantingPodcast.com. There you'll find our links to all of our platforms to include Reddit, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. So hit us up. Anything you want to add before we wrap up?
I don't think so.
Did you have fun with this one?
Yeah, It was a good time.
All right, that's it for us. If you like the show, feel free to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see everyone next week.
Yay!
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.